Alright, over the past year, I have sent over 100,000 cold emails across my clients and myself as well. And I want to share everything I learned about cold outbound that helps me book consistent 15 to 30 qualified calls every single month. So you don't have to figure this out the hard way, right? So let's just go right through it. So the first one is keep the inbox volume low on each inbox and per domain, right? Right now we're sending about 30 emails per inbox per day. And for those of you who don't know how cold email infrastructure works, you just can't, use a platform like Hotspot and, blast out like mass email outreach. They'll fucking ban you, right? So what I do is basically use multiple domains and inboxes and basically keep the volume low on each one. So like as far as Google is concerned, we only send like 30 emails, right? And we scale this system horizontally, and you can use instantly or smart list to do this. They both have like done for email setups as well, and this is the standard practice right now to stay under the like spam filters, right? So number two, you have target 40 to 60% open rates on your campaigns, right? And quick thing on open rates, since the like Apple iOS update, any person with their email like tried to mail apps on iPhone like triggers the open flag out automatically. So he can like fully trust open rates, right? But they're still used like signals for whatever you are leading in the inbox or spam, right? Anything below like 30%, you've got a delivery problem and you gotta check that out. And if you're not using like custom domains tracking, turn that on right now. And if you already are using that, so like set up more domains and inboxes and start fresh, burn them up for 3 weeks and this then just restart. So number three, don't spend a lot of time doing delivery test. So when you're like troubleshooting a domain, just look at your overall reply rate, right? If it's below like 1% reply rate and not counting like out of office replies, don't waste your time running spam test or block off test, right? The answer is always going to be the same. Set up new domains, rewrite your copy and start a campaign over and stop like scanning them from that domain. So number four, stop sending campaigns with more than 3 emails in a sequence. So across all our data, the best performing like campaigns was always email one. And like I got diminishing returns from emails like 2 and 3. The sequences after the first email. Basically, the only exception I haven't seen is when someone was like intentionally doing something funny between like email one and two. And email one is the most important. If you like keep sending email 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you're just going to annoy people and and get marked as spam and basically destroy your validity, destroy your authority, and you're gonna go straight to spam folder, right? And send 3 emails for the follow-up for the sequence and exhaust list, then reuse with the fresh copy and new learning, right? And not more than three, not more than yeah, 3 or 4 sequence. Number five, reuse your TAM list every quarter. Let's say you have 50,000 people in your total addressable market, and you send a three email sequence to all of them. Like, what are the odds that 2 weeks after you first email someone, their business situation has completely changed and they are now interested in your offer? Like, put time between sequences. Priorities change, different priorities, people have different priorities, environment change, businesses change, and trust me, like, they are not going to remember your cold email at all from 3 months ago. So, none of you remember a cold email you received 20 minutes ago. Like, I don't even remember like the cold email. I just wrote some cold email sequences. I don't even remember that. Like literally 20 minutes ago. So you just need the timing to be different, right? So number six, don't send an email until you get your target right. So tools like Clay give us like infinite amounts of filters or list building. I'm not affiliated with Clay, but it's what works. basically is the one of the best like outbound tools out there. And what I see too much of is spray and pray where someone says, okay, I sell to the banking industry, right? Anyone with like 20 to 500 employees and anyone with a director of marketing title, like director of marketing title and above, right? Problem is the director of marketing at 20% bank is a complete different person than a director of marketing at a like 500% bank, right? Look at like current customers, figure out who are the like breakpoints are, and use the filters like employee headcount, geography, job title, and even what people say in their like focus based on their job experience, etc. And be way more specific with your filtering so your messaging like actually resonates, right? So number seven, leverage clay to build a golden ICP by waterfalling data points and triggers. So let me like give you an example. Like let's take an accounting company, right? They can like service anyone, but wouldn't it make more sense to reach out to a new company that probably don't have an account yet, and then like take it further? New companies that raised money because investors want like clean books, then add another layer. The CEO has never been a CEO before. Now we have a, like very specific message for when all three are true, right? When two are true, then one is true. And Clay is the only tool that lets you run all of those like enrichments and change your messaging based on which combination applies. And set up your highest priority signal first so you don't like waste integration, then waterfall down from that. Number eight. So I see like people split testing like 11 different cold email campaigns. When you look under the hood, they're like literally testing things like would you like to have a chat next week versus would you like to happen to be interested in this? That makes zero difference. If they are interested in your offer, it doesn't matter what your CTA or whatever your wording is, right? When you're testing, you want to be testing a real hypothesis about your market, and doesn't matter that you are reaching out to a director of finance, finance versus a CFO. Like, does it matter that you mention this case study versus that one, right? You gotta check out everything, like everything in the sequence, every data and the outcomes, everything, right? Test your value proposition against different list and put an like actual reason behind your thesis and not just rewording the same emails, right? Number nine, here's how your outbound changes if you have a small TAM. So let's say like if your total addressable market is less than 20,000 people, right? You need a like complete different approach than someone with a huge TAM. And for small TAM, we go like full omni-channel, not just email and LinkedIn. That's just two channels. I'm talking about basically cold email, cold calling, LinkedIn, direct mails, right? And what I found is that doing all these channels all have the like same time, works better than trying to thread them perfectly. Like do everything at the same time. Emails, cold call, you know, cold SMS, uh, automated WhatsApp and LinkedIn as well, right? And email everyone first, like exhaust their channel, and then call everyone, then LinkedIn messages everyone, then direct mail last because it's most expensive, and people who respond to emails are different from people who respond to calls, right? Don't overthink the sequencing, just hit each channel fully and move to the next, right? Number 10. Recently joined the company trigger. So this was my like most successful trigger in 2025 and it still works. Like email someone right after they join a company and say, hey, congrats on the new role and you are like getting started. I'm sure we are looking to make an impact. We can help you do that and want to chat about it. It's a little bit used now, but I still like gets great responses. So you can try that out. Number 11, social signals were the greatest trigger of 2025. Like across everything I ran last year, social signals were the most successful, right? like engaging with people who recently posted on LinkedIn, people who engaged with other people's content, people posting about certain topics, people engaging with certain topics, people showing interest within certain topics, certain systems, certain posts, people posting about certain things, right? These were the best performing campaigns I have run. And so a real example is we are working with, I was like basically working with an offshore like staffing company. I ran six different triggers, and one that outperforms like everything else was simply dictating like I detect that someone posted LinkedIn and saying, "Hey, I saw your post about this topic," and summarizing what they said, and that's it. Basically, go through their last post and basically saying how that looks like, and basically saying why it's relevant to reach out, right? And just make sure you filter out anything, like posting about like political thing, all those bullshit, and response rate on this beat every other signals we tested, and social signals are our biggest focus going on into the rest of this year on 2026. So number 12, how to structure your email sequence. So I use a 3 to 5 day like delay between emails. Um, I send like the initial email, then follow-up emails, then a third email with a complete different subject line. And my best like response rates always come from email one. And so we don't want email two and three to just remind them that they just ignored us, right? Just to remind us and just to like show them the email one. Basically, that's the point of the sequences, right? And we like basically want them to forget about the previous sequences and come back fresh, right? If you talk about saving money in sequences one, uh, we talk about making more money in sequence two, right? That's just how it was. And completely different offer, completely different angle, and everything will be completely different, right? Because everything that we were doing before didn't work. So yeah, we gotta make something different. So how to write email one? Basically, first line you could like copy this like stop one on one. Basically, first line you can write why you and why now. Like explain why you're reaching out to them right now. And second line, clearly explain your offer as short as possible. And third line, social proof that you have actually done this for other people before, like them, and got results, right? And fourth line, like call to action. And we go for would you want to like chat next Thursday, 12 p.m. 12 a.m. 12 p.m. Sorry, and because we want to actually generate leads and get feedbacks, right? And basically, you don't just wanna like stop CTAs that go nowhere and just ramp up retailers that just go nowhere, right? You are like people who are literally interested in your offer currently. So number 14 is add more context in email too, right? Let's suppose, email 2 is basically where you like, put all the things we had to delete from email 1. And the reason is email 2 is like threaded to email 1. So they can like scroll down and see everything together, right? And use email 2 to add like context to email 1 basically, and use case studies, anything that gives from origin to like basically respond without like making email one longer, right? So number 15, make email 3 about lowering the friction to respond, right? Think about the psychology of like the email, actual cold email psychology, right? You send them email one, they didn't care, right? You added more context in email two, they still didn't respond. They don't care. So in email three, basically the goal isn't to push harder, it's to lower the barrier to say yes. Basically, we are trying to get a reply just to see if they are even interested or they're not a good fit, right? Maybe there's a free like audit, you can do a Loom video, you can do a lead magnet, something that doesn't require them to book a call, right? And just basically the goal of this is to get a hand raiser and not to book meetings, right? So number 16, your breakup emails are ruining your sequences. So The amount of break emails I have received that basically say lot of bullshit. Like that's literally you are begging your clients. Like we don't wanna beg anyone, right? And we wanna like reach out while keeping our authority, right? Like we are a good fit. We have got previous clients like you. We can generate these kind of results, and would you be interested? That's the like whole goal. That should be the whole goal, right? And you are the expert and you can solve a problem and you don't need to like beg people for a response, right? When I do a break of emails, I just ask if you are talking to the right person and suggest someone else in the company if you see like if I should be reaching out to. Like bonus clay is the only tool that lets you like automatically name other people in the department. That's a massive like honorary strategy right now. And yeah, use clay and instantly probably the best thing you can do for your outbound. So number seven, change the value proposition in your sequence. So if people aren't responding to your fast value proposition, switch it off. And maybe they don't care about making more money. Maybe they only care about saving time because that's where their head is at right now. Don't keep hammering in the same angle, right? Meet them where they are. So simple as that. Number 18, ask. So what when your campaigns aren't working? We have had like campaigns where we say you can help you like save 3 hours a month your on your sales taxes on your sales operation. Are you interested? And that works for some of us, but if it's not working, take it a step further. And why do you care about saving time basically? Well, ask that kind of question. They'll say like, well, I care about saving time, so my team can actually spend time saving instead of entering data into the spreadsheet, right? That's a completely different value proposition. So keep asking. So what until you get to the real like reason it matters. Number 19, don't use all your best content in email one, right? So when I first started, I would pack email one with everything, all the data points, all the personalization, all the triggers. Basically, then email two and three had nothing to left, right? Now we hold some data back so that email two and three look like I did some additional research about the company and I can, change the messaging uh, to the relevant messaging, like change the messaging to the relevant in a completely different way, right? So number 20, how to use AI effectively. So think about what you would do if you were like manually reaching out to this person and work like backwards from there, right? People use AI just to use AI and the output is like basically unpredictable. And you want to like control your messaging so you can like split test everything and actually know what's working right now and use like AI for the one like specific line that needs to be personalized. Like keep everything else static, keep everything else look like human, right? So number 21, show your work when using AI to scrape data. So I used to say well, like, hey, from the numbers I sent, I'm assuming you get 50,000 website visitors from per month. Like I don't do that anymore because someone came back to me and said, like, is the point of this email to be so wrong about a rogue traffic that I respond? Now we say, basically now I say today I was doing some research on similar web about a website and they say like you have 50,000 site visitors. Now it's not us who's wrong, it's similar web. When you pull data from external sources, name the source and they'll basically see you did some homework and if it's wrong, they just can't blame you, right? They blame similar web basically. So number 22. This AI strategy didn't work the way I thought. So yeah, basically I had this idea of adding a PS line with an analogy between our company and the company like we were like reaching out to and trying to create like relevant thought combination and etc. Right? I have never once gotten a positive response reply, like specifically referencing the analogy that the PS line, right? I even send emails to local business owners, like from US and Australia, referencing a local restaurant, and people like basically completely ignore the actual offer and just talked about how much they love that restaurant and basically personalization work when it's done right. All right, number 23. Mention customer case studies in your outbound. So one of my favorite thing to do is pull a case study directly of their customer, like client website, and tie it to my offer, right? Let's say like I'm selling advertising services, and I find that they work with, Intercom in the past, and I can just say, hey, I noticed you helped Intercom with XYZ, and how are you planning to close another enterprise deal like that? And connect the dots about how we can help, and if you can directly tie it to tie it in, just add a PS line like, hey, I saw the case study of how you helped Intercom. Really impressive, even if you never connect, just wanted to say kudos. And people remember that. And people expect that you be resource about them, right? Number 24, don't use AI to write your entire email. And you don't need AI to like generate everything. And honestly, you don't want it to. And you want like control over your messaging so you can like test things and understand what's working right now and what's not working and basically scrape it and focus all your AI energy on getting that one personalized line and make it as good as possible and keep everything else like static, tested, value like performance based. Like that's where the leverage actually is. So number 25, basically final thoughts. The fundamentals haven't changed and good targeting, specific offers, clear copy, managing follow-ups, uh, you know, etc. haven't changed yet. AI and tools like Clay just make it faster. Tools like Instantly just make it faster. Tools like Pros, it's a LinkedIn email, like in LinkedIn automation tool, they just make it faster to execute at scale, right? And the more things change, the more they stay the same. Hope you learn some things from that. Hope you get value from this. And they we send 100,000 plus emails like for B2B and SaaS companies, emails and LinkedIn outbound. So if you want me to implement this cold outbound system within your company and basically send 100,000 plus cold emails for you, just book a call. Link will be in the description. And yeah, see you in the call. Have a good day. Bye.